Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I want to do one last battle review of the Apex Season 3 playoffs before they disappear. So this review is going to be a battle between BGuy and Ashedyu. And the main reason I'm doing this is because BGuy runs a very interesting character in his party. So let's begin. So let's begin by pausing this. And what we'll see is that Ashedyu has mostly a meta box, mostly because the tank here is actually Bernhardt instead of Landius. Or sorry, he has Bernhardt in his party. Landius was banned, right? But yeah, Bernhardt makes it into his party, and also Gizerov is in the party, which is a bit surprising because Gizerov doesn't have his 3C yet. So, other than that, BGuy has a pretty unique party actually, right? With Akaya and Sonya in there, as well as Liffany and a few other various characters, like Estelle, Sakura, and so on. So, let's take a look. So BGuy bans Landius first, and BGuy loses Juggler, right? So BGuy runs a pretty, I mean, the characters are meta, but it's not a common box overall, right? For example, Estelle rather than Landius, you know, Sakura is here, Sonya is here, Liffany is here. So there's a lot of characters who aren't considered exactly the most common meta, but they are good enough to still be meta characters. In any case, let's begin. So Landius ban and Juggler ban. And now Ashedyu will play Juggler, pretty much expected. And Ashedyu loses Dietl and Liana for now, while BGuy actually ignores the tank and chooses to play Listel. Right? So now Zerda and Luna are banned on BGuy's side, and Ashedyu plays Bozel. Interesting. Hiei and Wilder are banned, leaving Zerda as well as Gizerov. Very interesting so far. And BGuy plays Iris. Okay. Chloe is played on Ashedyu's side as the healer, and then Zerda and Hiei are banned as a result, right? I mean, it makes sense because Ashedyu was forced to pick a healer at that point, right? With Liana and Wilder banned, he had to pick between Tieris and Chloe. I wouldn't, well, I mean, Chloe was Ashedyu's choice. I might have picked Tieris myself, but maybe he was worried about Listel, and so he did that pick. In any case, continues. BGuy now plays Sonya. Okay. Joshua and Sakura are now banned. And Ashedyu starts with Yulia here. And now Bernhardt and Gizerov are banned, leaving just young Jessica and Tieris. BGuy plays Liffany. And now Claret and Yusuke are banned. And finally, you know, Ashedyu throws down young Jessica, while BGuy plays Bozel. Very interesting. So BGuy has gone for a full offense team. I'm just surprised Estelle didn't get played here. And other than that, Ashedyu has Juggler potentially for a faction buff for young Jessica, but overall the faction buffs are a little bit lacking here. So both sides aren't really properly buffed. Let's see. So yeah, Juggler brings faction buff, Sacred Besim, but does not bring Triton. That seems like a big mistake here. So we'll see how this plays out. And Bozel is bringing 2 AoEs and Sleep. Meanwhile, on the other side, Bozel is bringing faction buff with 2 AoEs, right? Which makes a lot of sense because Sonya and Listel are both dark characters, so they can get buffed, right? So Liffany is the only one without a buff, and well, Liffany and Iris, I suppose, are the ones without buffs. But Iris doesn't particularly need it. She's mainly here to teleport characters forward and so on. And Liffany, I guess, Liffany with Magic Vortex and Aim, she's more to apply debuffs and so on. So let's see how this plays out. Divine Bestowment to start for young Jessica. That was a little bit interesting. I'm not sure I would have moved Bozel first. And Sonya gets teleported forward here. Oh, interesting. Starting with the Sacred Beast Hymn right away. But the problem was no Triton, right? Without Triton, Juggler's attack is still garbage. So massive mistake on Ashedyu's side. I made this exact same mistake, so I can't really blame him for it, remember? It's very easy to forget to bring Triton. So BGuy, Sonya, Strike, Chaos Helix, hits Chloe, down goes the healer. And then Sonya runs all the way back. But despite running that far, young Jessica still gets to shoot her and kill her off. I'm not sure I agree with that kill, to be honest. I probably would have taken out young Jessica in that situation. Because you could have killed young Jessica and moved back, and then the only character who could have attacked you was Chloe, right? But each to their own, right? So, battle continues. Reaper's Touch used on Juggler, and now the other characters start taking damage from Juggler. So, Liffany aim. Magic Vortex. And then retreat. Right? So the Magic Vortex, first mobility -3, so Yulia can't move, which is amazing debuff. And second, right, without any healer, it's not removable. So Yulia is stuck for 2 turns until her Magic Bomb effect kicks in. Although she won't take fixed damage. So Bozo gets to launch out an AoE. And the other Bozo counters. And finally, Iris. So now Black Hole is launched. Yeah, I probably, if I were Ashedyu there, I would have launched the Black Hole first, then the Earthquake. You know, because that way you have more chances to, you have a higher chance of silencing the enemies, as Bozo just did here. Well, but he got the silence anyway, so it works. And meanwhile, damage into Juggler continues to turn into damage to the other characters. Now that's interesting as well. The moving back of Bozo and not attacking Juggler there, another questionable move in my opinion. In any case, so Iris self-heal, manages to remove the poison, and Yulia actually died to Ultimate Bomb. Ultimate Bomb is the fixed damage ignores immunity. So with Yulia locked down like this, Ultimate Bomb killed her. I learned something new, actually. I actually did not know that the Liffany effect is permanent. So actually, let me take that back. The kill on Chloe was very important because it made it impossible to remove, let's say, the mobility debuff or heal up Yulia. Okay, so let's continue. Learning a bunch from this. So now it is 3v3. And now BGuy sends Listel in with a Blood Dance. But it does absolutely no damage. And the reason it does no damage is because, well, Juggler still had the Great Dragon Barrier up because of the skill combo that Ashedyu brought. So it's an interesting selection of skills, that's for sure. I mean, it's not common at all. But I guess Ashedyu did this to maybe counter Listel. I'm not sure I agree with that, but yeah. So Listel charges up, strikes against young Jessica. And while Reaper's Touch is still active, healing turns into damage and whatnot. And then this is kind of ridiculous, but because of the lack of trading and so on, Juggler's attack was so low that it could not even kill that heavily damaged Listel. As a result, another Reaper's Touch gets applied, and young Jessica is killed by that. Totally over, right? BGuy has healing, but Ashedyu doesn't. I'm actually kind of surprised that BGuy is focusing so much on Bozo first. I would have actually finished off Juggler before dealing with Bozo. But each to their own. I guess he was relying on this, the AoE attack, to finish off Juggler. So. And wow! BGuy actually lost this first battle. That's crazy. Oh man. I wouldn't have... So what happened was BGuy choosing to attack with Iris first instead of healing up Bozo and then getting silenced afterwards caused BGuy to lose that. That's insane. Wow. Yeah, I mean, BGuy made a very strategic mistake in sending Iris up to attack. Right? Iris is a mage, right? Bozo has extremely high magic defense, so that attack just never made sense. If anything, BGuy should have had Iris heal up Bozo first, then Bozo single targets the enemy Bozo or whatever, right? And that should keep them separated enough so that Iris would be out of the AoE range. Theoretically anyways. But yeah, so BGuy's tactical mistakes at the end actually lost him that fight. Interesting. So let's take a look. What's next? Juggler ban, Landius ban. Listel to start again for BGuy. Zerda and Luna both banned. Juggler for Ashedyu. Liana and Waller again. So so far the pick ban has been pretty much identical. Right? Sakura and Joshua there. Chloe. Right? Bozo and Hiei this time. Ah, there's a change. Got rid of Bozo first. And Sonya. Yusuke and Claret ban. Gizaroff for Ashedyu. So Gizaroff instead of Bozo. Zerda and Yusuke are now banned. And Bozo is played for BGuy. And then Estelle and Liffany are banned this time. So no Liffany this time around for BGuy. Ashedyu still gets Yulia. And then Deedlit and Bernhard are banned. And BGuy plays Akaya. And finally, Ashedyu plays young Jessica. So basically identical party for Ashedyu, except Bozo was replaced by Gizaroff. And on BGuy's side, BGuy lost Liffany, but got Akaya. So let's begin. So it should be mentioned, the reason BGuy uses Akaya is because his Akaya is 6 stars. Meaning, it can trigger the Wolf Soul summon every 2 turns. And let's just take a look at how this plays out. Lure Jadan the Iris to teleport Sonya forward. Triton. So Ashedyu this time around remembers to bring Triton. So it's there this time. Chaos Helix from Sonya. Fixed damage before combat. One shot. So, and then with that, a wolf summon from Akaya. So it just shows just how deadly actually Sonya is if Juggler does not have access to Swordsmith Metal, right? Once the fixed damage was dealt before combat, you know, Sonya just hammered the Juggler. You know. All right, so battle continues. Faction buff, which is too late for Juggler anyways, but at least pretty much everyone in Ashedyu's party did get faction buffed by Gizerov, although not Chloe. And yeah, but without a tank for Ashedyu, he is truly dead this time around. Especially since Sonya can do that. Launch a second attack. But with the Bright Soul activating, young Jessica was actually able to kill Sonya in melee. Yeah, I feel like BGuy is rushing too much. He had the opportunity to retreat, right? Sonya can run 5 tiles, so he tried to go for the kill right away, and so Sonya dies. In my opinion, he really didn't need to rush that. You know, he had, it was 5 versus 4. He had all the time in the world. All right, so Listel starts with a Mind Bore to debuff Yulia primarily. Divine Bestowment attack on Listel, and look at that. The interesting thing though was Listel did survive, barely, but did survive. So it shows how deadly young Jessica really is, right? The sheer damage output of a young Jessica is nasty. That this Listel nearly died just shows how powerful young Jessica can be. But her Listel's survival will very much change this match. So. Bozo moves up. Punches an Earthquake. Actually silences Gizerov, but Aurora Ring is now used. Wolf Soul Strike. And now Akaya. Beastal Outbreak, which teleports Bozo forward and activates Act Again. And now Bozo gets a second AoE off. And actually silences young Jessica too. And it looked like both of them actually had cannot be healed effects applied onto them too. So Bozo really dominating there just now. Let's just go back a step. Akaya kill, summons a new wolf. No. Let me just go back a step as I mentioned. 2 steps before Chloe acted. So yeah, look at this. Young Jessica cannot be healed. Gizerov cannot be healed. So Ashedyu got really bad luck just now with 2 cannot be healed debuffs, preventing both of them from healing, and that really made them die, right? Because otherwise if they had acted, Aurora Ring could have healed them up. So in some ways you can say BGuy is losing this one because of really bad luck. Or sorry, BGuy won this one because of really good luck. Ashedyu lost this one because of really bad luck. Meanwhile, it's now 4 against 3. And Listel now uses her Reaper's Touch against Yulia, effectively making Yulia unable to attack. Because look at this. Yulia attacks, damage, Damage, damage. More damage, more damage, even more damage, and kills herself. So, and then Ashedyu concedes. Yeah, that was, I mean, to be fair, Ashedyu had no opportunities at that point. But BGuy definitely got lucky with the debuffs from Bozal. So now this third match, once again, the same bans on tanks. Ashedyu starts with Juggler, loses Lian and Waller again. BGuy starts with Listel. So far it's been the same picks. Zerda and Luna, Chloe for Ashedyu. Bozal and Hiei are banned. Iris for BGuy. Sonya and Sakura are banned. Sonya this time around. Ashedyu learned his lesson, realized that Sonya can one-shot his juggler, so changed it up. And actually, Ashedyu is playing Yusuke now. So a faction buff for Chloe. Zerda and Gizaroff are removed. And BGuy actually chooses to play Estelle. A change. So now BGuy plays Joshua, BGuy loses Joshua and Yusuke. And Ashedyu plays Deedlit. Wow. Really significant change here. So Ashedyu now loses young Jessica and Bernhard. And then BGuy plays Angelina. Claret and Bozal are banned. Ashedyu continues to play Yulia. I find that really questionable when you're facing off against Listel. I'm not sure why you would. Well, I suppose with Deedlit for Gospel that might kind of work, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to deal with Listel because of Reaper's Touch in general. Although all of these characters can kind of heal, so that might be why. Alright, in any case, so BGuy plays Liffany as the last character. And Liffany is actually really strong now with her 3C, with Sky Archers, with the ability to attack and retreat, with aim, and actually, she also has Acid Burn, right? And the Acid Burn debuff cannot be healed. So she's actually really good. So, in any case, Lurja then to Iris, teleporting Listel forward. Gospel is now used on Yulia, makes sense. And Reaper's Touch then is used on Juggler to force some damage to all the other characters. Chloe does a mass heal. Right. For that mass heal, Juggler takes some more damage. And now, Liffany launches out her 3C Magic Vortex. I'm not sure I agree with that move, but it is what it is. Mind Bore causing more fixed damage. Aurora Ring to remove the debuffs. Right. And then now comes in Angelina. Breath of the Tides, AoE. Knocking back all of those characters. Oh wow, look at that. Chloe got frozen in the poison. So she's dead. And Yusuke launches Dark Tinker. But it wasn't enough to kill Listel. And a Dolly teleport forward for healing. So, Yusuke's second attack kills off Angelina. But basically, Angelina has killed 2 characters. Right? And the fixed damage, Blood Dance, Yusuke is nearly dead. Just like that. So this AoE assault from BGuy working out very well. The Reaper's Touch damage caused Yusuke to die now. huge amount of healing on this town. So Juggler just doesn't do that much damage if the enemy has a lot of soldiers alive. And it's already 4 versus 2, just like that. Aim. And acid burn. So that Yulia can't heal. And 3 attacks, Yulia falls. Turn into a 4 against 1. And Ashedyu surrenders. So, overall, very, very interesting match to see. Especially that Angelina pushback to kill off Chloe. Right? We also got to see Akaya in action in one of these matches. So, a lot of interesting stuff that we got to see in this match. BGuy's party, especially in that last match, showed just how deadly AoE attack teams are now in the coming 4th season. So that's something to look forward to, and you know, Liffany being so deadly as well is an interesting thing to watch. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video interesting or useful to you. Nitro out.